Salve. So today's video we are going to be doing a different type of thing, which is a divination session. What it's going to be is a remote viewing session of that motherfucker on your mind. So yeah, that motherfucker on your mind, we are going to talk about them and we are going to see what they are doing. Now this could be in any type of context. It could be a friend, a relative, a lover, an ex, it could be whoever the fuck it is, a co-worker, a boss, an employee, whoever. Pick a motherfucker right now or pick several. This is going to be what they're doing at the time that you're watching this video, or what you ought to know at the time that you're watching this video about what they're doing. Okay, so yeah, very interesting topic here, but you know, we're just gonna roll with it. So that's what I was guided to do. So gracias a Luke. There's not going to be any piles. This came to me as something that's just sort of like guided. Like if you want to watch it, you might want to watch it for like several different individuals. So if there's an individual that's, you know, person A, and then there's an individual like person B, and then there's person whoever, pick a letter, pick a number, whatever. This could be for anyone. Okay, so you might want to choose to know what's going on with more than one motherfucker, and that's perfectly fine. But other than that, let's get started. So let's go, and I'll tell you when I'm gonna switch the individuals. Okay, I'll just tell you what you know when I'm done describing what they're doing, just so you know it's a different motherfucker. But I don't think there are gonna be timestamps on here. They don't want me to put timestamps. Yeah, that was confirmed. Okay, Two of Wands. So, someone here is thinking about reptilian shapeshifters. They're toying with the possibility there's something reptilian quality about this individual, and they're looking at you with discernment, but they sort of have a false face on. They're not showing you who they really are. They might identify as a reptilian shapeshifter. Bro, this is just coming through, okay? This ain't gonna be the video for everyone. They might identify as a reptilian shapeshifter. And they're choosing whether or not they should reveal who they really are to you, because they don't know if you'll accept them for who they really are. Reptilian shapeshifter shit apart from this is someone who they're in the midst of a decision. They've been presenting to you a false face, and you might have had some sort of sensation that they were not presenting themselves to you accurately. You picked up on it. This is your confirmation yet. Yes, they were fucking presenting you with a false face, whether they identify as a reptilian shapeshifter, if they don't, or if you do or if you don't. But that reptilian shapeshifting shit came in there for, you know, whatever. I don't know, shits and giggles maybe, but there you go, that's for someone. So whether or not they do identify as a reptilian fucking shapeshifter, they were presenting you with a false face. They were hiding something from you. Now, when someone thinks typically of hiding something from someone, right, they might perceive it as being something negative or bad, but it might not be that at all. Okay, it could go either which way, you know. So if this is the motherfucker and this is your confirmation that this is them, how do you want it to go? You get to choose. And may we suggest that if you are thinking of this motherfucker and you want them to show you their real face, put that expectation upon them. Give them a little bit of guidance in the astral realm, like, it's okay to show me who you really are, right? This way they'll feel comfortable enough in their third dimensional vessel to show you who they are. They're going to reveal something to you if you want them to. Okay, this is, damn, fuck, my ankle's fucking itching. See, I'll tell you every nuance that's going on here. There's something with an Achilles heel wound with this whole situation. That was a random message, but there's something with that. So it could be a literal Achilles heel, or it could be like the figurative Achilles heel. It's sort of like the it's sort of like Superman's kryptonite, right? So it could be metaphorical. So a metaphorical example that someone's Achilles heel or someone's kryptonite could be something, it could be perceived as a weakness. It gets them or something. I don't know why, but listen, this is honest. This is being honest. So there's something with that. Maybe they were presenting themselves to you for a false face because there was an Achilles heel. They felt it would be a weakness or something if they showed you who they really were. I don't know why. That I'm kind of picking up on that. So this is the first motherfucker. Okay, so now we're gonna switch to another motherfucker. I'm gonna have some water. Whew. The live channel, well, it's not live, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna just, you know, move this all the way through, okay? Because I want it to be genuine. That's how they want me to present it. So now we're moving to the second motherfucker. The remote view, okay? So that first motherfucker, what they were doing, what they were doing is deciding, they were in the midst of the decision, should I present to you who they really are or not? That's what they were doing, just in case to clarify. Okay, motherfucker number 2. Knight of Swords. Someone's fucking full of themselves, okay? Someone's fucking full of themselves. Someone, there's something about like a leotard here. So someone might be, there's some sort of ballet or maybe like gymnastics. Like I'm seeing a leotard and I see someone sort of like showing off a trophy, a medal. That was so fucking specific. But metaphorically, this can be an instance where someone has worked so hard to get where they are now that they're in the process of admiring themselves. So they might be, I swear, okay, now I see a motherfucker, remote viewing. This motherfucker, there's something, they work so hard to get where they are, or they're working hard towards a goal that they see their success, they know they're going to be successful. They are declaring it as victory, and I swear I see someone in a full-length mirror practicing like an award speech. I really do, okay? This motherfucker right here, that's what they're doing. They're very proud of themselves. They sense that they've come a long way. Also, since, you know, depending on how you're in relation to this individual, they might be thinking about sharing this good news with you. They might have got a promotion, or they might have just some big thing occurred with them that they're very proud of and they work very hard for. They've mastered it, they feel, and they're so excited about, they want you to share in their victory, or you're going to hear about their victory soon, or there's going to be something with this individual that is going to be highlighted to you about their success. Okay, so that could be a whole bunch of different ways, but that's really the way I'm seeing it here. They're very proud of themselves. I really see them. They're like in front of a mirror, and they're like they're like pretending that they're being handed an award, and they're like rehearsing something. For a very small percentage, I'm sensing it's not going to be for everyone. Some might be rehearsing how they're going to present this news to you. That's for a small percentage, okay? And you'll know in what context, and you'll know if that message is for you. Some of them are like wondering what they might say to you, because I don't know, I feel like there's some sort of, you might find this individual here, this motherfucker right here, to be a little bit arrogant, or you found them to be arrogant in the past. And I think if you are in that percentage that they are wanting to present this news to you, I think they want to do it in a way where it's not going to seem like they're showboating, because they do seem to care about what you think of them. They want you to view them as successful, this individual here, okay? As you know, the reading is about what do you need to know about what they're doing, right? Like what's happening to remote viewing motherfuckers right now. But yeah, that's what they're doing. They, everything I just said, I don't know if I remember. So let's move on to motherfucker number 3. Take some water, because, you know. Okay. Motherfucker number 3. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh my god. Okay. King of Pentacles. So motherfucker number 3, I'm sensing they might be performing a ritual right now. There's some sort of ritual. There might be other individuals involved. Some of them might identify strongly as being like a witch, a wizard, a warlock, something of that nature. They view themselves as very magical. They like to spend a lot of time in nature, which is why I'm sensing that they're doing some sort of ritual outside, okay? You know, outside could be the beach, it could be the park, it could be top of a fucking mountain, you know, whatever outside you picture them in. I'm seeing them that they're outside and they're performing some ritual. So for some, it might be even gardening. Some, it might be even like earthing, you know, that thing where you walk the bare feet on the earth. They're doing something which it might not seem like a ritual, like there's, you know, a circle and there's candles lit, you know, or it could be that, but for some it could even be a ritual that they do to bring themselves more grounding and closer to nature. Some of them, the full moon, for some of them, I feel like, you know, I don't know when this is going up, but there's something with the full moon with them that has to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is someone who legit, there's something something meaningful for them about the full moon, or something meaningful with you and them about the full moon. I don't, like, it's weird, but that's how you'll know this individual, the one who's performing like a ritual, like in nature. They identify very strongly with that, and it might not seem like a typical ritual, although it might be like, you know, a typical stereotypical ritual, whatever, at an altar, but they're very they really enjoy being in nature. I just heard howl at the moon. That was very specific, but yeah, they're enjoying their time in nature. Some of them might be moon gazing right now, depending on when you watch this. You know, it might be a full moon, or it might not be. As I'm filming this, it's not currently a full moon, but there's something with them in a full moon, or maybe you're gonna have a conversation with them under the light of the moon, or there's something like that. But I'm sensing that they're in like a chill place. They're just grounded. They're kind of just doing them. They're not really. They're kind of in a mellow vibe, because they're in their element. They're doing what they're doing in nature. They're doing some sort of ritual, or they could literally be moon gazing. Okay, so that's what this motherfucker is doing. Now let's move to motherfucker number 4. I'm gonna just take a sip of water betwixt all of these guys, you know. Okay, let's make sure. All right, I don't know how many motherfuckers we're gonna do, but I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna go until they let me know they want me to stop. Queen of Wands. Okay, so we just had King of Pentacles, now we have Queen of Wands. It's interesting. Well, someone in this entire thing is asking about a relationship, and the answer is yes to whoever the fuck, okay? Whatever timestamp, if you just clicked on this part, that's your answer. The answer is yes if it comes to a relationship, as for someone. But okay, let's move on to what this motherfucker is doing, the Queen of Wands here. Okay, so someone is casting out darkness from their kingdom. Someone might just have went through a lot of shadow work and rediscovered themselves. So there's something to do. Someone might be really into like fantasy and shit like that, or maybe role play, or they just have a vivid imagination. Someone might be really into video games. I see that they're in their head. I feel like they just like closed out a chapter in their life experience, and now they're entering a new chapter, and they've done a lot of shadow work. I feel like they're very firm and secure. They're grounded in their 3D realm. They're also very, very spiritually inclined, this motherfucker. You may or may not know that they're spiritually inclined, but if it's who you're thinking about and you were having doubts, yes, they are spiritually inclined, maybe more so than you think. But they have they're daydreaming a lot. They might be in the process of manifesting something. I'm sensing that they're right now, they're in their head, they're fantasizing about something, or they're in some sort of virtual reality, you know, maybe a video game, maybe like a phone game, like what is that, Candy Crush, whatever the fuck everyone was playing, that, fucking no. But they're doing something like that. They're not really in, like they're in the 3D, but they're kind of away. Some of them might be even channeling or like giving a reading right now. But they're in their 3D realm. Someone might be meditating as well. That's something like the fucking key is that they are in their realm, and they're just they're like, I don't know, like, I feel like trance might be too much of a word for this, or though some might be in a trance, but that's what they're doing. They're in their vessel, but they're not, like, their attention is focused elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? That's why I gave the example of the video game. But what are they thinking about? They're fantasizing about different things. I mean, obviously, depending on your relation to them, for those that resonate, they might be fantasizing about you. I'm just saying, some of them. But if it's like your grandmama, I mean, you know what I'm saying? They might be sending you well wishes or something. You know what I mean? I'm not saying grandmama fantasizing about no motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you use your discretion. You know who you're asking about, but they're fantasizing about something. But I feel like they're more in their own world, and it's kind of like you came up in their mind and they thought of you fondly. Like, it sounds really weird, but they're kind of like, oh, that motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Whoever. But they're really fantasizing on doing things like with themselves. They're very in a content place, and I'm sensing that they are they're sort of like the group that we had before this. They're similar to that, only they're not necessarily performing a ritual in nature. They're performing a ritual like in their mind. Okay, they're performing a ritual in their mind. Some of you might want to look at the previous because I feel like, especially if this is a romantical setting, look at motherfucker 4 and motherfucker 3. Even though this is not gonna have timestamps, listen, man, they want me to just do this, so I'm doing it how I'm doing it. But that is a message for someone. So if you are looking at this reading, just look to the one before this, skip a few, maybe like 5-7 minutes backwards, and look at that motherfucker too. Okay, because I feel like it's gonna answer a lot of questions if this is about like a romantical setting. Okay, because they're doing something similar to what the motherfucker that I just spoke of was doing, but they're doing it in their mind. They're performing a ritual in their mind because they're very content and stable in their 3D realm, so they're able to actually work on like mind expansion and things like that. Some of them might literally be having a fucking psychedelic experience right now, but I'm not sensing that they're like with anyone in some weird way. And again, this is, I gotta tell you, I feel like, man, if it's about grandmama, I think we done here. You could, mosey along, I guess. I don't fucking know, but because now we getting into the romantical of this. We're still on this motherfucker though, but this motherfucker, if it is a romantical setting, is linked to the motherfucker before, linked somehow. So may we suggest that you look at both piles, because it's going to answer questions about where this motherfucker is at and what that motherfucker is. They're like kind of preparing to unite in some weird fucking way. I told this guy a little raunchy, you know what I'm saying? But that's what, like, and they're doing it on a soul level. But I'm seeing that this one here is your pile, the one that we originally looked at. They're doing it more in like an astral level, like energetic level, like they're just chilling, performing rituals, being in the moment because they're content. And the individual before this one was doing it more in like a physical level, but it was still, they were exuding their magical powers. So both of y'all might identify, you might identify as a witch, a warlock, a wizard, or the individual you're asking about might identify as one of the above. But I would suggest looking at the person that covered before this, because that was for specifically romantical. So yes, they're waiting for you, homie. That's a message for someone. Okay, we gotta move on, because that was getting a little spicy. My God. So now let's go to motherfucker 5. Ooh, we got 2 from motherfucker 5. So this could be an interesting motherfucker. Oh Jesus. I have 8 of Swords and the Tower. Number 5 has a lot of anxiety. This motherfucker right here, they have a lot. I feel like I'm moving on my chair. Fucking weird. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. motherfucker 5. They have a lot of anxiety. I'm sensing some of them might be going through like a dark night of the soul. Or at least they think that they are, but things aren't as bad as they seem. So I would suggest, if this is someone, you know, that you care about, maybe reach out if you feel so inclined and let them know that you're there for them. I don't fucking know. This is very specific. The energy of this individual, whoever you asked about, this individual number 5, they're not in a very, very good place, but it's not as bad as they're making it seem. They're just, I feel like they literally might be someone that like has a lot of anxiety just in general, but the energy that I'm picking up from this individual is just not jiggy. It's not okay, and it's not even directed at you. I feel like even if they're composed on the outside, this individual, they carry so many burdens on the inside where it's like their mind runs away with them with these crazy scenarios that aren't even anything based in reality, but it feels so real to them. And some of them might really be you know, there's nothing wrong with either introvert or extrovert, but this is someone who is extremely introverted to a point of maybe isolating themselves, okay? Like to a point where it's not even like an introvert, it's like further down the scale of introvertism, okay? They isolated themselves, and I'm telling you, this might be a motherfucker that you would never suspect. You would not suspect it, because you might be looking at me like, this motherfucker would not be. Oh, I tell you what, this motherfucker been down some dark fucking passageways in their fucking mind. I'm not saying anything is going on with them in the physical, but they're honestly right now, because we are remote viewing them, I really think that they might be alone, or at least they could be in a group of motherfuckers and still feel alone, and they're in their fucking mind, bro. They could be out at the club sipping on a drink, getting some spanks, you know what I'm saying, drinks and spanks, hello, but they could be doing that, but they're not even, they're in their mind over some crazy chatter that's just repeating and repeating and repeating. So even if they look and appear like they're calm, cool, collected, they are not. They on the inside, they're not in a good place. On the inside, they have a lot of anxiety. Now, if this is a motherfucker that you don't really care too much for, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's between you and them. But if this is a motherfucker that you care about, I don't know, I think maybe you should just kind of this is a situation to be different for everyone. I'm not sensing towards like any particular type of relationship dynamic, so it could be anyone, but if you do care for them, I'm sensing that they, I don't know, maybe ask them, like, or even like I said, there might not be anything going on with them physically, but in their mind, they're really in an unstable place, okay? But I feel like maybe even if asking them, hey, do you want me to pick up the groceries this week, right? Like so, even something small, not even asking them like, yo, motherfucker on YouTube said you were going through some shit in your mind. No, I mean like very gingerly, like, oh, hey, I can pick up the groceries this week. Just like offer something small if you care about them. I mean, if you don't give a fuck, then, whatever, do you, you know what I'm saying? But if you didn't give a fuck about them, you wouldn't be this far along listening to what's going on with them, would you now? So I think you do give a fuck about this motherfucker, but I'll be honest, because this we channeling. Some of you, and very, very few, some of you feel a little bit like, I don't want to say you're happy that they're in this place, but some of you are like, that's what I'm going to say. Like some of you, and you know who you are, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, because I feel that you're like, hearing all this shit, I feel like there might be some justification, but I don't feel that you're happy to know this about them. I feel like you're just kind of like, well, that figures, like, sort of like that, okay? But I'm sensing that it is justified. But if this is, a situation where you had a falling out with someone, this is your indicator that even though they're not showing it, damn, in their mind, every crazy scenario has played out for them regarding y'all's situation. I promise you. Even if it was like, a coworker, it could be anyone. But this is if you did have a falling out with this individual and you think they don't care, or they're showing they don't care. They're in their mind about, like I said, they be at the club, okay? there's just music, and they're like, they can even be dancing, having a good time, but in their mind it's like, it's kind of like the opposite of the two previous individuals that I did, where they were just like, you know, kind of like chilling and in a trance and, you know, whatever. But this motherfucker is showing that they're functioning well in the 3D, but in their mind it's just all chaos. It's very interesting. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, we're gonna do a 6, motherfucker. Like I said, I don't know how many we're gonna do, but let's go. Woo! I don't know how long this fucking thing is gonna be. Whatever. I mean, if y'all interested, y'all fucking watch it, right? Motherfucker number 6. Okay. So someone is working right now. A 5 of Pentacles. I literally think the motherfucker that you're inquiring about is at work right now, remote viewing them, and they're bored. They're fucking bored, okay? They're at work and they're bored. I don't think there's anything really crazy going on with them. I'm gonna be honest. I think they're just, I don't even think they're thinking about anyone or anything. I just think they're literally sitting and they're just like waiting for the time to pass or something, like it's someone sitting at a desk, or, you know, or they could be standing depending on their job position, but they're just, if anything, if you want to know about them, this individual kind of feels like they don't really want to be at that job anymore, or they're like, oh my god, it's so monotonous. Like they're kind of in that like physical world funk. So I don't know, if anything, if you give a shit about this motherfucker, maybe offering them some like inspiration, or if you do know their schedule and they are at work right now, maybe text them some jiffy or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because they're bored. Because I feel like they, if the worst possible thing it is that they're not really feeling their job and they want to be in like a different place, you know, but I don't think there's anything crazy going on with them. Like, I feel kind of just like a neutral bored energy. So whatever they're doing right now, they're bored as fuck. They're like they're literally like that. Okay, so that was really straight and to the point, but nothing of any area of concern for that individual. So let's go to motherfucker number 7. Oh my god. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. So literally someone, this is going to be for very few, but some are literally giving birth right now. So whatever that means to you, but someone literally, or they're watching someone else give birth, or they're maybe looking at a fucking video of giving birth, oh my god, I saw this weird video the other day of like an elephant giving birth, just like randomly on TikTok, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know how that popped up, but they could be doing something like that, right? Like, it's something, and that's for a very small percentage. So some of them might literally be like scrolling online. Some of them might be brainstorming. They might be looking for ideas online for something. I feel like they are they're a creative individual, and they're looking for their next spark of inspiration. So I'm seeing, this is coming from more the majority, I feel like they want to start something. This person might be like an entrepreneur, and they might be awaiting some sort of psychic thing, guidance, conveyance from the ethers, from their third eye, to be dropped down to them so that they can maneuver in the third dimensional realm. So I feel like this individual is looking for inspiration from somewhere. Could be from everywhere, honestly, but this is someone who they, like I said, the whole like giving birth thing in the front, right? In the front, what the fuck? The whole in the beginning of this reading is tied in, right? Okay, so if they're not literally doing that, they want something brand new to come into the material realm. So it really, for most likely, it might be like a business, or they might be looking to like grow the business that they're in now, or they might be looking for a promotion. But I feel like they want a spark of creativity, of inspiration from the ethers. And I feel like some of them, like I said, they might literally be scrolling their phone looking for inspiration, or they might be looking at like YouTube tutorials on how to do something. That's literally what they might be doing right now. But they're in the process of that, they want to bring something new into the material realm environment, and they're like thinking of ways that they could do that. Okay, so I really feel it might be like for money or business sense for a lot of these individuals here. What they're doing right now, they're thinking about a creative project that can potentially bring to them a lot of financial success and stability. So I'm not really sensing that they're in like a bad place. They're just they're kind of, it's like they've already been out with the old, now they're like bringing in the new in every area of their life. Some of them, you know, that like you know that term spring cleaning, whatever, like they're just kind of like they're ready for a fresh start, and they're looking for creative ideas. Or some of them might be looking for like a new office space or a new home, and they're browsing. Some of them, this is very specific, maybe only for a few, some of them might literally be right now browsing like Zillow, looking at houses or whatever the fuck, okay? Some might be looking at cars, that, you know, but they're just looking for something new. I feel like this individual's kind of like shopping around, and it might have to do with something of material sustenance, okay? So they're browsing. Some of them, for very few too, some might be on like a dating app, like browsing, looking for like new whatever they're looking for, like just, you know what I mean? I'm sensing this kind of energy of like browsing because they want to like expand their horizons in the third dimensional realm. But I don't really sense that their energy is, you know, there's nothing dire about it. They're just kind of like they're ready for a fresh start in like their physical realm environment. Don't know if I'm gonna lose track. I think we're at motherfucker 8, but we'll see how many they want me to do here. So I'm just gonna keep going until they, you know, serpenteSs them thing. Let's see. Okay, so this is motherfucker number 8. Hi, all right. Motherfucker, something interesting. Okay. Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. Some of them literally might be climbing a mountain, or figuratively climbing a mountain, but I feel like they, I mean, literally, like, depending on who they are, they might literally be on a mountain climbing, as you know what I mean, remote viewing them. But they're in a place this is their mentality right now. They feel like they've been moving uphill battles. So this might be, you know, any type of relation to you, but they feel like they've been in like an uphill battle. They're trying, I feel like also, if this is like a workplace environment or something, this might be like a coworker that's trying to compete with you, and they might be literally like thinking of ways to compete with you. Or if this is like, you know, another type of relationship, like a personal relationship, I feel like they're kind of standing their ground with you because they feel some sort of weird competition with you, which is kind of weird if you're like in a romantical sense. I don't know why they would. But they feel like there's been a lot of like uphill battles for them. And they're very, very on guard. They're not going to back down from what they're doing. And I think they're going to keep proceeding with what they're proceeding. Some very specific, you know, I call all the messages how weird or random they might be. Some of you might literally be going through a divorce with someone, and they're being a tyrant. Okay, some of them might literally be being a tyrant, and they're why? Because they can. That's their mentality. They feel like they've been fighting uphill battle. If it is a divorce, they want to. I don't know. There's something weird with their ego going on in regards to you. I'd say this person is very in their ego. Okay, this individual, I'm getting some vibe that they're very, very like to them they're the shit, and they're like, and they might be, you know, they might be or they might not be, but it's like overkill. Like they're like, yo, I'm the shit, or they're carrying themselves that way, like very guarded, like very defensive. It's kind of like, you know, puffing the chest out, however they say, right? They're just like, what, like that. Like, I don't know. I'm just sensing that this individual, for very few, some of these individuals might be like arguing with someone right now over the phone, physically. Like there's some sort of like perseverance. Like they're not gonna let anyone get the best of them, at least in their mind. That's what they're doing right now. So if they're not literally like arguing with someone or thinking of a way to like one up someone or whatever, then they're literally, maybe they're working out, they're using a punching bag, or they're doing some physical activity right now in order to get all their pent-up hostilities out, because they have a lot of pent-up hostilities. Okay, I'll tell you what, yes they do. They have a lot of pent-up hostilities, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to, like, I guess, release some of the tension. Some of them, I'm gonna just say it, some of them might be like horny as fuck, and they're, you know what I'm saying, like they might be really relieving some fucking tension, like literally, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. They might be doing that. They might be rubbing one out right now. They might be. I mean, are they thinking about you? I don't know. What do you think? I mean, if it is that context, like I said, if it's grandmama, no. But if it's like a little situation, then they might be doing that, thinking about you. Just saying. So let's do, you know what, let's go for one more. We're gonna go with 9 motherfuckers, and I think we're gonna stop it there. Okay, so this individual, the last individual, remote view. Okay, so this last individual with the 6 of Pentacles, this might be someone who's like a friend, or you consider a soulmate, or it could be like a parent, or someone like a partner that you're close to, and it's sort of like you feel like best friends more than like a partner or like a parent-child dynamic. It could be a close sibling. Okay, that's kind of the general energy I'm picking up. So it could be any context, but this is someone who you feel is like a best friend to you, or they feel that way about you. There is something going on with like a soulmate dynamic, that you guys are kind of like, you know that you were brought together for a reason. Now, like I said, if this is an individual, let's say you're not talking to them right now, or if you're mad at them, or they're mad at you, or whatever the fuck situation happened, there's still a lot of love here, because it's like an equal, like, I'm really, you know, I'm trying to put into like every context, because, you know, a lot of different scenarios going on here, you know, for everyone who watches. But if this is not someone who you're like just chilling with, there's someone who if there is some sort of like bad blood betwixt you guys. I don't know why, because it could have just been a misunderstanding or something, like, I don't know, because I'm sensing good vibes. I'm sensing that you know that this person was brought into your experience for some reason. But if it is someone that there's like bad vibes or hostilities with, I feel like it's just unfounded on your part, on their part. Like, it's not even that serious. But what are they doing right now in terms of like, what are they doing in this type of dynamic is... some of them might be showering. Some of them might be literally like watching TV. Some of them might be literally like scratching their shoulder. Okay, some of them, someone might have just gotten a tattoo on their shoulder or something. I don't know. I'm sensing someone could literally right now be getting a tattoo, or they're getting some sort of service performed, like hair maintenance, or maybe like they're getting a pedicure, or they're some of them could be like literally at like a salon right now, or some of them could be literally at the barber shop right now, or maybe cutting their own hair or something. Okay, that's what they're doing. And I had to say this, some of them might be thinking, like, if they are like cutting their own hair, they're like, they're kind of just like in their minds, like they're like, look at how much money they saved by cutting their hair at home, or like it's something like that, something that they or it could be doing like work around the house. Some of them might be I'm seeing like someone painting a wall. I'm seeing like you know, doing dishes, like doing like housework. I'm seeing like someone maybe installing a floor or installing a carpeting, so like all that type of things that could go on in a house. Okay, I feel like they're doing that, and it's sort of like a mundane task, and they're thinking like, you know, let's say if someone does their own floors, right, let's just say they're like, wow, look at how much money, you know, so and so saved by doing their own floors. They're thinking how clever they are that they figured out how to do that by themselves because they're saving money, which is not, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just like they're kind of like, haha, like that type of energy. So they're not really in a bad place, but I really see them, they're kind of like in a place where they're just doing something mundane, or they're doing something for maintenance of their physical vessel or their home or their vehicle or something. Okay, some of them might be literally grocery shopping, like they're doing something so mundane, having to do with like their third dimensional realm. Okay, like putting gas in the car, or, you know, cleaning the blender or something, right? Like you do that, it's mundane, and it has to do with the maintenance of your 3D realm experience. So that's what they're doing. But for those of you, you know, if you were asking, because I feel like you sense that this individual might be some sort of soulmate connection, and they you. So I do just want to touch on that again, because that did come up. So for those of you that did resonate, if you're not speaking to this individual, right, because if you are, if everything is good between you, you know, this could be your like BFF at work, right, your like work wife or your work husband, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, they always wash their dishes at this time, like now you know what they're doing. Okay, cool. Like there's, you know, it's someone that you're cool with. But if you're not cool with this individual, I'm sensing that yes, they are doing something mundane, that doesn't change, but it's like they're not thinking of the situation like in a bad way. I don't know how to describe it, okay, because I don't know, for those of y'all that ain't speaking to this motherfucker, I don't know what went down because it's different for everyone, but I'm sensing that they're not even viewing you in a bad way. Or like, do you see what I'm saying? Or you're viewing them in a bad way, or you think they're viewing you in a bad way. And like there's some sort of weird mix up with like their perception of you and your perception of them is skewed. It's not accurate, because maybe, you know, obviously if you're not speaking to them and something went down, but it's not like as bad as it seems. Like there's something that like the two of you are on equal footing. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So that got really specific, but in terms of what they're doing now, if you want to know, they're not even thinking about the situation. They're kind of chilling. They're just like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? Or if they are thinking about you or the situation that happened, they're not thinking anything bad. So if you were thinking that they were thinking something bad about you, they're not. Okay, either they're not thinking about it at all because they're so in the moment of mundane chores or whatever they're doing, or they think of you in a way that's more positive than you might think for this type of situation. Okay, so motherfucker number 9, if there was a falling out, it ain't that serious. It really isn't. So that's what I got for you guys. We will chit chat again soon. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful stroll. Gracias, SerpenteSs. Bye bye.